This is my most compact gouache setup. Let's take a look. Wow, this is crazy. It's been such a long time since I've been doing this. So hi, if you're new to the channel, I'm your soulful creative Becky, and on this channel we talk about art, but over on my other life on the internet, I also write on a Substack, and I'll link all of those down below. But in the meantime, you're here for this gouache kit, so let's go for it. This is my most compact gouache setup, and it really is just a sketchbook, a set of paints, water brushes, because this is to minimize having to carry a water cup, a mister, a pen that I don't even really use all the time, and fresh white gouache. But let's take a look at things one by one. So this is a 3x5 sketchbook, and it is the Silman and Burn Nova series in tone tan. And basically I've kind of filled this sketchbook to oblivion, and it's just a fun size to bring around. Like, it's so small, and my hands are already pretty tiny, so if you have like a normal size hand, this would be even smaller in your hand. This sticker is from Samantha Dion Baker, who I've had the privilege to meet last year in New York when I was visiting. Most of these sketches I think are done with gouache. I do have, like, this is by an ink pen. This is just ink, pure ink. This is gouache, and I really like this setup. So for paints here, this is the Art Toolkit pocket palette. I have this in gouache palette. I also have a watercolor equivalent, but I wanted to bring gouache this time around just because I love the opacity that it has on tone tan. Like, I think, look at just these bright colors. Don't they just like pop off the page? And this is only possible with gouache. I guess you can kind of do it with watercolor as well, but it's not as nice, I don't feel. So these are refreshed colors. This is because when they were not dry, I like closed them, and that's on me. So the colors here are all Holbein. I believe this is cat yellow lemon, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, brilliant pink, cerulean blue, Prussian blue, black, burnt sienna, opera. Gotta love that pink. This is turquoise green, and white. And the white is really just a mixture, because I have a mix of Winsor & Newton white. I have like a bunch of these tubes scattered around all my plein air bags. So I have like Holbein, I have like Winsor & Newton, but what's important is they are permanent white, aka titanium white. So this is the full pocket palette, and it's got enough mixing space. Like, it's clean right now because I just refreshed it like a couple of days ago. And these pans have been really well loved, as you can see. I did try cleaning them, and I know they've got a little bit of rust and stuff on the back, and they don't really bother me, but I do love them. And I made a video a couple of years ago, or maybe last year, breaking down all the Art Toolkit pocket palettes that I have, and they have so much more. They lasted me like this since like 2021, so I am just purely in love with this. Oh, one more tip for the gouache. I know they're cracked, but what I did add per the instructions or the guidance from Art Toolkit, its YouTube channel, is to add a little bit of vegetable glycerin oil, and I think I just like grabbed a toothpick and I just like put it in as I was mixing. They have a tutorial on their YouTube channel which demos it greatly, and I have used that trick ever since I started a gouache palette, and I've completely loved it. So brushes, I've got two right here. This right one, I believe, is the Pentel Aquash, and I tried to get one in as tiny of a form factor as possible, but the downside is you have to fill it up quite frequently. But this one, the way you fill it up is actually quite nice. It's got quite a big opening there, so you can kind of just hold it under the sink, and then you can keep it there. This one is the Kuretake Zig, and you can tell it's also been really worn out. This I picked because the edge is like a little bit of a square, and I really like using flat brushes, so this is the closest I could get. And this is the only square brush size that they offer. I had a little bit of trouble with this last month after refreshing it for a long time. I was just pushing and pushing and the water wasn't coming out. So what I did was I disassembled this and I basically took out all the components from inside here. Maybe I'll do a separate video just like on how I clean my water brush, but you can disassemble everything. Prick the needle through, just took apart all the components and put it back together, and now it works perfectly fine. Because I was so scared I needed to replace this because I didn't want to create unnecessary plastic waste. But this also is like the same water brush you've probably seen in all of my videos, and it's the same one. But the downside to this water brush compared to this one, this opening is really, really tiny. So what I need to do is I will bring this blunt syringe and I'll just fill in water that way. This doesn't go out with me, I guess, everywhere, or maybe it should. It's so small and light, it weighs nothing. And then I'll just pack it up right here. And this just eliminates the need for a water cup, which is really nice because the water cup just makes you unable to sketch. Like you can't really move around because you have to like make sure everything is in place and stuff, and it's really hard. So it's just a much easier way to just keep everything as compact as possible. And then I've got a mister, which is really, really important for gouache. This doesn't need like a syringe fill because it's a wide opening, but it is tiny. It only holds like 5 milliliters of water. So I do have to refill this probably like every other sketch session. And this is really, really helpful for rewriting gouache because rewriting gouache is a little bit harder than rewriting watercolor. So what I do is I miss this when I know that I'm going to sketch. And then I just hold on to the palette like horizontally like this as I'm looking for a place to sit. Or stand, whatever you fancy. And this is just a pocket pen. It's so unnecessary to have a pen. I don't even all of these are like labeled retroactively, I think, and I don't even label all of it because I forget, even though I do remember exactly when and where each of these sketches are done. But this is like if I want to do like a quick ink drawing, if I don't have time for gouache. But usually I don't even do that anymore because I just if I don't have time, I just take photos. And that's what I do. I've got a really expensive film photography hobby, and I'm always on the lookout for opportunities to shoot my film. But the pen is there when I need it. It's also useful as just like a regular pen. This is a Kaweco Sport in, I believe, a fine nib, and it's got the Atramentis Document black ink there. So it doesn't really dry out, and it's also waterproof. And that's basically it. That's like the most compact gouache setup that I have. Let me know if you've got any ideas on how you can make this more compact or what your ultra compact setup is. And I'll catch you guys, I don't know, maybe something on the flip side. Let's get back to sketching again, I guess. Just a short life update for me. Well, there are multiple reasons why I stopped posting on this YouTube channel. First was I started really feeling the imposter syndrome. Like I knew I just needed to level up a lot before I could start kind of like posting here again. So I took a lot of like art courses and I've been practicing. So I haven't stopped painting per se, but I have been posting online less just because I keep forgetting to do it. But I've been really going out and plein airing quite a bit. Actually, I just got a new cup easel, the light version, because I have a super light and now I have the light version to bring my wet palette. So we'll take that out on the tour soon. Another reason why I've stopped posting on the internet is because I have limited, I guess, free time outside of work, and I've recently fell back in love with writing. Writing is my thing. It's what I've always done ever since I was a kid. And so I have a Substack down below where I post my writings. And I post every single week, but because I post every single week, it's taking away from the weekly YouTube cadence. So I'm not promising that I'll be back here every single week, but I'm going to try and do just little bits here and there. And last update, I can't believe I didn't update the YouTube channel about this, but I guess that's what I get for not being on YouTube to begin with. I made an art book. This is a sample copy because there's like tape on it, and it was like plastered to the packaging. But basically I took a lot of my sketches, like over 500 of them across from ever since I started painting since 2020 and 2021, and I picked like 50 of them or 60. So this is like the top 10% of my work from the last like 3 years or so. And it's here, it's in a form of a book. I am selling it. You guys don't need to buy it, of course. Like, I'm not here to like, sales is not my goal, but I do want to say that this book is here. If you want it, maybe I'll do a closer flip through sometime else on the channel. It's got this really cool open binding, open thread binding, and this was my friend's creative decision. Actually, this book is like a labor of love from a bunch of my friends because I had to hijack someone's scanner to use it to get all of these things in. And yeah, I just wanted to show as well. I really tried to color match these as best as I could, but yeah, this book is here in case this suits your fancy. But yeah, that's really it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to catch you guys real soon. Bye!